Chapter 91. Are you now from Kunlun? You are listening at novelfull.audio. As they approached the medicine refining pavilion, they stopped short, surprised by the towering building before them. The air was thick with the unmistakable aroma of medicine. Wow, that smells incredible. Are they actually brewing something amazing in there? The divine pill Holy Master, feeling a sense of weight in his heart, quickened his pace, following Xiaoye into the pavilion. The moment they pushed open the door, they were met with a hive of activity. Alchemists stood before their furnaces, carefully monitoring temperatures and flame intensity, adding ingredients with precise timing. There was no room for error in the alchemy process. One slip-up could ruin everything. Lost in their work, the alchemists barely registered Xiaoye's arrival. A few glanced up briefly, then returned to their work. Engrossed in discussions about alchemy, they seemed to completely ignore the divine pill Holy Master and ancestor Wuhan. The Holy Master found this unbelievable. Something had to be off, right? I'm the divine pill Holy Master, revered by these alchemists. He remembered how they'd cheered wildly at the alchemist conference just to see him there. Their eyes had been filled with admiration and yearning. He was like royalty in their eyes. So why the quick glance and then nothing? What was going on with them? Why did everyone seem so completely absorbed? It was the first time the Holy Master had ever been ignored. Unwilling to accept it, he decided these alchemists must be too low-level to recognize him. He needed to find some higher-ups, people who'd seen the world. They'd definitely recognize him and be ecstatic. Bingo! The Holy Master spotted a third-grade alchemy refining immortal master. They'd interacted several times before. He'd be shocked to see him here. Xue Hao. It's me. The Holy Master approached Xue Hao and clapped him on the shoulder, anticipating a warm reaction. Xue Hao looked up, surprised to see the Holy Master, but just as the Holy Master expected him to jump for joy, Xue Hao remained strangely calm. Oh, it's the Holy Master. What brings you here? Well, get to work, don't distract me. Can't you see I'm busy? With that, Xue Hao went back to studying a recipe, his head down. What the heck? The Holy Master was bewildered. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Why was Xue Hao so engrossed in that recipe? The Holy Master craned his neck to see what it was. He made out the words Tai Ching 9 turns purple gold pill. He gasped. The Tai Ching 9 turns purple gold pill? That was an ancient formula, lost for ages. Legend had it that an immortal emperor created it, using elixirs to achieve enlightenment and become emperor. Over time, ingredients became scarce, or their potency changed, and the formula vanished. Even the Holy Land didn't have a copy, so how did Xue Hao get his hands on it? The Holy Master snatched the recipe to see if it was real, but Xue Hao immediately grabbed it back. He glared at the Holy Master. Looking at something doesn't mean you know how to find it, right? There are prescriptions in the alchemy pavilion. You have to steal mine, right? The Holy Master picked up on the hidden meaning. Did you get this recipe from the medicine refining pavilion? It's here. Xue Hao didn't even look up, answering in annoyance. What else? This place has tons of recipes, even ones lost to time. The Tai Ching 9 turn golden pill is nothing special. The Holy Master couldn't believe his ears. Ancient, lost formulas. Really? Their own Holy Land didn't have that many. He wanted to ask others, but then he spotted Immortal Lord Huangxian. Huangxian was floating in the air, cross-legged, deep in thought. The Holy Master hurried over to get his attention. Senior Huangxian. We're here to see you. Displeased at being interrupted, Immortal Lord Huangxian eyed the Holy Master, his tone sharp. Holy Master, please don't disturb my meditation. I'm at a critical stage and I may break through to the realm of an 8th-level alchemy master. What? You're about to become an 8th-level alchemist? The Holy Master's outburst drew irritated glances from those nearby. Immortal Lord Huangxian smiled excitedly. Yes, the medicine refining pavilion is full of endless mysteries. I gain new insights constantly. I'm progressing at least 10 times faster than I did in the Holy Land. It wasn't an exaggeration. he had been far from the 8th level, but since joining the Kunlun Holy Land, he had glimpsed the threshold. The Kunlun Holy Land's unique conditions offered him huge opportunities. The Divine Pill Holy Master was in disbelief. He'd assumed Hongxian and Jingyu were living miserable lives, oppressed and used by Kunlun, but that wasn't the case at all. Everyone was immersed in learning and discussion, enjoying themselves. Ha! Senior Wuhan is here too. After spotting Ancestor Wuhan, Immortal Lord Hongxian went over to greet him respectfully. Junior Hongxian, it's an honor to meet Senior Wuhan. Hongxian bowed. Hongxian, what are you doing? Even Ancestor Wuhan was confused by the situation. Faced with the question, Immortal Lord Hongxian didn't dare to be dismissive, and proudly described their experience since arriving at Kunlun. When he talked about the magic of the medicine refining pavilion, Ancestor Wuhan and the Holy Master were shocked. Ancestor Wuhan asked, Hongxian, are you serious? This medicine refining pavilion has more recipes than our Holy Land. Hongxian shook his head. No, to be precise, I don't even know how many more. The medicine refining pavilion contained countless recipes, from the most basic to the most complex and advanced. I can't go into specifics. It involves the secrets of our Kunlun Holy Land. Please forgive me, Senior Wuhan. Immortal Lord Hongxian apologized. Ancestor Wuhan almost spat blood. How long had this kid been here? He was acting like he belonged to Kunlun. What was wrong with this guy? Chapter 92 Special Bloodline arrives in Qingyun realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Patriarch Wuhan had to swallow his revulsion and asked Immortal Lord Hongxian to continue. The more they heard, the more unbelievable it sounded. Wait, all the alchemy furnaces here are immortal grade. Wuhan couldn't maintain his composure, practically shouting the question. Immortal Lord Hongxian quickly corrected him. Whoa, hold on, not all of them. There are only about 2,000 immortal grade furnaces. The others are just standard. That clarification made Wuhan and the others feel faint. 2,000 immortal grade furnaces. Was this guy serious? What did he mean, only 2,000? 2,000 was an insane amount. They'd never seen so many immortal grade furnaces in their lives. Weren't they all supposed to be locked up tight in the Kunlun Holy Land? Suddenly, it clicked. They understood why everyone was so content and didn't feel like they were being held against their will. With facilities like this, they'd be happy to stay, too. Immortal Lord Hongxian leaned in conspiratorially. Senior Wuhan, have you seen the immortal fire? Wuhan and the others looked blank. Immortal fire? What about it? Immortal Lord Hongxian spoke with a rush. I'm talking about the top 10 immortal flames. The sect master himself is offering them as rewards to the alchemists. If you really distinguish yourself, you can trade for one of the flames, any one you want. Seeing their confusion, Immortal Lord Hongxian led them outside and pointed to 10 distinct orbs of fire circling the top of the alchemy pavilion. Look! That's the ultimate prize. Everyone's working towards getting one of those flames. Excitement burned in Immortal Lord Hongxian's eyes. He already possessed his own immortal fire, so he didn't need those 10 flames, but he wondered which organization had the nerve to offer 10 immortal flames as a reward. Just hanging them up high like that. Want to get your hands on it? Then work your tail off and earn it. Wuhan and the Holy Master of Divine Pill stared, dumbfounded. Those 10 balls of immortal fire were a shocking sight. Is that the true fire of the sun? The fire of Nanming? They're all real immortal flames. This is huge, absolutely huge. The Holy Master of Divine Pill could hardly believe it. Even they couldn't just hand out that much immortal fire. How could anyone complain about conditions like this? A new level of respect for Ye Chen bloomed in Ancestor Wuhan. That man is on another level entirely. The two from the Divine Pill Holy Land exchanged bitter looks. No wonder Immortal Lord Hongxian and the others didn't want to leave. Who would, with an opportunity like this? Master, I kind of want to. The Holy Master of Divine Pill began weakly. Wuhan cut him off. No. You don't. He knew what the Holy Master wanted to say, and there was no way they were staying here as captives. They wandered around a bit longer, but nobody paid them any attention. They were invisible, and left disappointed. The trip wasn't a total loss, though. At least they'd established a connection with the Kunlun Holy Land, this mysterious and powerful group. Soon after their departure, the black dragon Ye Chen had dispatched on his mission appeared high in the sky. This was the Dongxing continent, Qingyun realm. According to the sect master's information, that future disciple comes from the Qingyun realm, that the black dragon immediately unleashed its massive spiritual consciousness, blanketing the entire Qingyun realm. It was a direct, forceful, carpet search. The Qingyun realm was vast, many cultivators wouldn't be able to fully explore the realm in a lifetime, but for the black dragon, a sweep of his spiritual consciousness was all it took. This domineering display of power shocked many of the slumbering masters in the Qingyun realm. Powerful figures awoke in fear and panic. Scanned, laid bare by that consciousness, they had no secrets. If that consciousness had even a hint of malice, they would be dead for sure. That's terrifying. Who came to Qingyun realm? That power, which realm does it come from? My ancestor, who is in the heaven realm, is afraid. Is it a Huangxian? An immortal lord? Or, an immortal king? How could someone so powerful appear in this backwater like ours? I hope he's just passing through. That the awakened masters were in a panic, cold sweat trickling down their backs as they scrambled to find safer hiding places or reinforce their protective formations. But they knew it was useless, a mere comfort. The cultivators with low cultivation levels didn't know any better. They experienced heart palpitations and thought they were about to die. Meanwhile, in a deep mountain somewhere in the Qingyun realm, a bloodied young man was fighting a group. He was strong, already at the peak of the golden core stage, with exceptional combat ability. Every strike of his produced a faint dragon's roar. But he was outnumbered and outpowered. The young man fought, retreated, and was slowly being forced into a corner. Come back with us. Our Qingjiao clan won't kill you. One of the attackers yelled to the boy. Despite their words, they attacked viciously, each move meant to kill. Do you think I, Qin Haoran, am an idiot? You of the Qingjiao clan want my bloodline to extract and use for yourselves. I'll be useless, if not dead. The young man, Qin Haoran, spat out blood and shot back at his attackers. He knew about his special bloodline. It was why the Qingjiao clan targeted him. Initially, the Qingjiao clan had said they wanted to train him to become a protector for their clan. Qin Haoran hadn't doubted them. The Qingjiao clan was one of the big clans. They had some credibility, but eventually, he discovered that they were waiting for his bloodline to activate before extracting it. And once they got what they wanted, he'd be left to die. So, Qin Haoran played dumb, and finally found a chance to escape. But now, in the face of overwhelming force, could he escape again? The Qingjiao clan dropped the pretense. Haha, so what if you know? It's an honor to have your blood extracted and used on our ancestor. It doesn't matter if we kill you and take your blood. It will achieve the same result. Chapter 93 The Battle of Genocide, Transforming into a Purple Gold Dragon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Screw you. I'd rather die, every last drop of blood drained from my body, than let you green worms get the better of me. Qin Haoran spat out a mouthful of blood, his remaining energy surging as the shadow of a purple gold dragon flickered behind him. That's it. Kill him. We'll take his bloodline. The Qingjiao clan leaders, seeing the dragon phantom, felt a mix of fear and elation, knowing it was proof of the power within Qin Haoran's blood. Roar! Several Qingjiao masters shifted into their true forms, becoming massive green dragons, hundreds of yards long, and charged at Qin Haoran. Despite his unique bloodline, he was too weak, his strength sapped during his escape. Facing the deadly assault, Qin Haoran knew his end was near. You want my blood essence? Not a chance. Resolve hardening his gaze, Qin Haoran prepared to strike himself in the heart, obliterating his blood and essence. Why fear death? But as he braced to take his own life, a voice, cold as ice, echoed from above. Purple gold dragon blood, huh? Not bad. Just as Qin Haoran was reeling, a figure in black materialized before him. Shock jolted him as he assumed the figure was another hunter, but the next instant, he froze. The figure in black raised a hand, made a simple sweeping motion, and the menacing green dragons were gone. Vanished, silence fell. It was as if the attack had never happened. The Qingyun clan leaders didn't even realize they were about to be obliterated, disappearing without a trace. Qin Haoran's heart skipped a beat, cold sweat erupting as his eyes widened in terror. Who is this guy? The power to wipe out so many masters with a flick of the wrist. How? If he turns on me, will I even have a chance? I'm done for. Totally screwed. Fear froze Qin Haoran in place, paralyzed. The figure in black turned, his gaze piercing. I'm from the Kunlun Holy Land. I've come to take you as my disciple. Come with me. What? Qin Haoran's jaw went slack, unable to process the words, Kunlun Holy Land. They want me. Aren't you here to kill me and steal my blood essence? After the betrayal of the Qingyun clan, he wasn't about to trust just anyone. Who knows if Kunlun Holy Land is any better? Seeing Qin Haoran's hesitation, the figure's eyes flashed with a surge of dark energy, scanning him from head to toe, even delving into his very bloodline. The purple gold divine dragon bloodline has given you exceptional talent. It hasn't fully awakened yet. Allow me. With that, the figure in black touched a finger to Qin Haoran's forehead. Another burst of dark energy surged, pouring a torrent of power into Qin Haoran's body. Qin Haoran couldn't resist. He felt a barrier within him shatter, and a new, raw strength coursed through him. Arg! He screamed in agony as purple gold scales began to cover his body, his hands morphing into dragon claws, his body elongating, contorting, turning into a dragon. His transformation complete, a purple gold dragon, 50 yards long, hovered in the air. What am I? Am I really a dragon? Suspended in the air, Qin Haoran was stunned by the change. He never understood his bloodline, and now, finally, he had an answer. Correct. You are of the purple gold dragon clan, one of the most powerful of all dragons. The figure in black spoke calmly, though inwardly, he remained puzzled. He could sense another power residing in Qin Haoran. Even with his peak Immortal King strength, he couldn't fully understand it. Only the sect leader would know. Thank you, Senior, for your guidance. So, you wish to accept me as a disciple? Allow me to pay my respects to my master. Excited, Qin Haoran reverted to human form, eager to become his disciple, but the figure in black stopped him. Don't bow to me, the figure said, a rare hint of nervousness in his voice. I'm not worthy to be your master. Our sect wishes to take you as a disciple. The sect? Now Qin Haoran was intrigued. If this senior in black was this powerful, how strong was the sect leader? Senior, are we returning to Kunlun Holy Land? I worry that the Qingyun clan will retaliate against the sect because of me. Qin Haoran asked anxiously. He didn't want his arrival to bring trouble to Kunlun Holy Land. The Qingyun clan was a powerful force. It was said the clan leaders were true immortals, the ancestor an earthly immortal, maybe even a heavenly immortal. If they found out he was in Kunlun Holy Land, he'd bring down a whole world of trouble. Thank goodness the senior killed those leaders so quickly, or the news would have spread. Humph. What do you take the Qingyun clan for? If they cause problems, we'll just wipe them out. The figure in black dismissed them outright. The boast left Qin Haoran stunned. The Qingyun clan, with its deep roots and power, meant nothing to Kunlun Holy Land. Just what kind of sect had he stumbled into? We'll pay a visit to the Qingyun clan and see if they want a peace. With that, the figure in black grabbed the shocked and pale Qin Haoran, tore through space, and disappeared in the Qingyun clan ancestral lands. Their ancestor was at the end of his rope. Haven't you retrieved Qin Haoran's blood essence yet? You're all worthless, Ancestor Qingyun roared. Now a heavenly immortal, he'd failed to break through to the Huangxian realm 5,000 years ago and was critically injured in a sneak attack. Since then, his body had declined and his lifespan shortened. He needed to break through, or death was all but certain. The purple gold dragon bloodline in Qin Haoran was his only hope. He'd planned to wait until the bloodline was fully awakened before extracting it, but that kid had the nerve to run. What about the six-winged golden rock? I know they've been waiting for me to die. Ancestor Qingjiao lamented. They'd been at war with the six-winged golden rock clan for generations. 5,000 years ago, the six-winged golden rock ancestor nearly killed him in a surprise attack. They would never miss the opportunity to finish him off. If he couldn't break through, and the six-winged golden rock started a war, the Qingjiao clan would be doomed. As if conjured by his worry, an urgent message arrived. Report. Ancestor. Clan leader. The six-winged golden rock clan has mobilized their entire force. They're coming to wipe us out. The news hit like a tidal wave, washing over the entire Qingjiao clan. What? The six-winged golden rock is attacking? Damn them all! Ancestor Qingjiao raged. He knew this was coming. With his strength at its lowest, the six-winged golden rock really wanted his head. But there was no way around it. They would have to fight. First, repel the six-winged golden rock, then find Qin Haoran. If he could just get his blood, there would still be hope for Ancestor Qingjiao. Fine. Let's do this. Ancestor Qingjiao slammed his fist down, shattering the throne, and ordered his clansmen to prepare for war, to fight with everything they had to stop the six-winged golden rock. The Qingyun realm had been on edge with the brewing conflict between the six-winged golden rock and the Qingjiao clans. Now, the six-winged golden rock was staging a war of extermination, capturing the attention of the entire realm. Monks flocked to the area, eager to witness the clash of these two great forces. Did you hear? The six-winged golden rock clan has mobilized everything. They're really going for the kill. This is going to be epic. A war of genocide. I wonder who's stronger. They say the six-winged golden rock ancestor broke through to the Huangxian level, and that's why they declared war. Isn't Ancestor Qingjiao a Huangxian? Please. He's a broken Huangxian. He failed to break through 5,000 years ago and was seriously injured. He's lucky he hasn't fallen back to the immortal realm. The Qingjiao clan is in trouble. Even with their heritage, they might not win. As the battle of the clans drew the attention of the entire Qingyun realm, and after word spread that the six-winged golden rock ancestor had broken through to the Huangxian realm, everyone knew the Qingjiao clan was in deep trouble. Unless a miracle happened. The six-winged golden rock army surged forward, a massive black tide descending upon the Qingjiao clan's territory. The sheer size of the force was suffocating. At the vanguard was the six-winged golden rock ancestor, clad in black gold armor. Behind him were numerous leaders, including 3 in the immortal realm. There were also 5 or 6 powerful figures in the earthly immortal realm and about 10 true immortals. Dozens had reached the tribulation stage, and hundreds were in the Mahayana stage. There were still countless warriors beyond that. This was the power of a major clan. While it still paled in comparison to a holy land, their highest power was only Huangxian, after all, but this was a force to be reckoned with throughout the desolate immortal world. Ancestor Qingjiao, come out. That when the army halted, the six-winged golden rock ancestor roared, his voice like thunder, echoing through the skies. Monks watching from afar felt their bodies and souls tremble, fighting the urge to kneel. This was the pressure of a true master. Ancestor Qingjiao, his face ashen, led his clan's leaders into the sky, glaring at the six-winged golden rock ancestor with hate in his eyes, wishing he could tear him apart. You old bastard. I haven't even gotten revenge for what you did 5,000 years ago, and you're already at my door. So eager to die, huh? Ancestor Qingjiao snarled, his tone laced with venom. If he hadn't been ambushed, he wouldn't be in this weakened state. The six-winged golden rock ancestor laughed, openly admitting his treachery. You remember? I was hiding so well. You knew it was me all along. You must really love me. The words infuriated Ancestor Qingjiao, making him want to vomit blood. Love you, my ass. New grudges, old grudges, let's settle them today. Ancestor Qingjiao drew his weapon, a green gold halberd, heavy and formidable, a single swing could level a mountain range. Take this. Ancestor Qingjiao poured all his power into the halberd and unleashed a devastating strike. The green blade ripped through the void, crashing towards the six-winged golden rock ancestor. Even with his diminished power, his combat strength was terrifying, each move capable of shattering the world. The six-winged golden rock ancestor merely smiled, unconcerned. A fly swatting a rock. Pathetic. The six-winged golden rock ancestor brushed aside the attack with a flick of immortal energy, deflecting the halberd. The counterattack sent a shock through Ancestor Qingjiao, nearly causing him to cough up blood. You really broke through to the Huangxian realm? Ancestor Qingjiao stared in disbelief, refusing to accept it. Not only had he fallen, but his sworn enemy had succeeded. Was this the end of the Qingjiao clan? Bring me the ancestral weapon. Desperate, Ancestor Qingjiao bit his finger and hurled a drop of blood essence into the ancestral lands, awakening their sleeping weapon. Boom! An earth-shattering roar erupted from the ancestral lands. A beam of light shot out. Ancestor Qingjiao grabbed the light. When it faded, they saw a giant blue axe adorned with cyan dragon scales. The Qingjiao Divine Axe, the clan's ancestral weapon. It said a powerful Qingjiao warrior forged it with his own body before his death, incorporating a part of his soul. It's a powerful immortal artifact. The Green Dragon clan wanted to make it a quasi-emperor weapon. But those are hard to come by. Even if it's not a quasi-emperor weapon, the Green Dragon Divine Axe is a force to be reckoned with. The appearance of the axe was met with awe and excited chatter. The axe had great origins, great power, and even the potential to become a quasi-imperial weapon. Oh! The Green Dragon Divine Axe. I've heard tales of its power. Time to see for myself. The six-winged golden rock ancestor's eyes lit up. He laughed and revealed his true form. A massive rock, hundreds of yards in size, with 3 pairs of golden wings, each flap of his wings created a powerful gust that shattered the mountains below. Bring me the ancestral weapon, the flowing golden wings. The six-winged golden rock ancestor roared, and a new pair of wings emerged behind him. These wings were massive, over 1,000 yards wide. As they appeared, the entire void shimmered with gold, distorted by a mysterious force into a unique realm. The flowing golden wings, the six-winged golden rock clan's ancestral weapon. Made from the wings of several powerful warriors. Its power is beyond imagination. One of the knowledgeable spectators exclaimed. An immortal artifact close to a quasi-emperor weapon. Powerful. The flowing golden wings and the six-winged golden rock ancestor's Huangxian power could definitely wipe out the Qingjiao clan. After hearing the wings' origins, the spectators cried out in surprise. Just when they thought the Green Dragon Divine Axe was invincible, the flowing golden wings were even more impressive. This war was more intense than they could have imagined. However, just as the two sides prepared for a deadly clash, the figure in black appeared in the middle of the battlefield with a confused Qin Haoran. Their sudden appearance drew everyone's attention. The figure in black seemed immune to the tension of the battlefield, his face calm, indifferent even. This is Qingjiao territory. He stated simply. Qin Haoran was in shock. He had barely escaped the Qingjiao clan, and now the senior black dragon was bringing him back. Is this some kind of sick joke? Chapter 94 Eradicate the entire ethnic group. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Haoran's whole body went numb. The Qingjiao clan's ancestral land was his worst nightmare. He'd spent forever trying to escape this place. How could the black dragon bring him back? He looked around, his mind completely blank. Was this a race war? Powerful figures everywhere were unleashing insane energy, and the sheer pressure was enough to kill a young cultivator like him. If it weren't for the black dragon right there, he would have been squashed the second he appeared. Instantly, every eye locked onto the two of them. Everyone watching the battle was dumbfounded. What was going on? Where did these two weirdos come from? What are they doing? This is a race war about to kick off, and they just stroll in. Are they trying to get themselves killed? Warriors. Now that's what I call a warrior. How long do you give these two clueless kids? Seriously. Talk about bad timing. You want to get famous, pull a stunt like this? Are you out of your minds? You two are goners. You're gonna get ripped to shreds. That the spectators were confused. Who was so clueless to show up in the middle of a battlefield like this? Even the stray energy could kill you, right? Not to mention the ancestors on both sides had already brought out their ancestral weapons. Nobody thought Heilong and Qin Haoran had a chance. The Qingyun clan, on the other hand, got hyped up seeing Qin Haoran suddenly reappear. Ancestor Qingyun went into a frenzy, trembling all over like he'd seen his savior. It's you. You're late, but not too late. If I extract your blood, I still have a shot at getting back to the top and breaking through. That a new hope has dawned. He thought all was lost, but Qin Haoran's arrival gave him hope again. Now all he had to do was stall the six-winged Golden Rock clan long enough to buy himself some time. The six-winged Jinpeng also sensed something fishy and realized these two must be important to the Qingyun clan, maybe even allies. Since you're here, you can die with them. That the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor sneered, his huge golden wings vibrating wildly, sending out waves of shimmering golden energy. The black dragon glanced at him and warned, "We're here for the Qingyun clan. I suggest your clan minds its own business." Ha 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 ha. Anyone who opposes our clan is an enemy, and they all die. No exceptions. That the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor let out a vicious laugh and showed off incredible speed with a single flap of his wings. He turned into a golden streak and charged at the black dragon. The ancestral weapon in action for the first time shocked everyone. That speed was on par with a super high-level Huangxian, right? Plus, when the flowing golden wings released their power, the whole space warped, blocking everything off. Anyone caught in it would be trapped and slaughtered. Those two are dead meat. That everyone sneered, not believing Heilong and Qin Haoran could survive that. Crap. Qin Haoran can't die. Ancestor Qingyun panicked. If Qin Haoran died, he'd have no way to extract his blood essence, but the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor had the flowing golden wings boosting him, and his speed was insane. There was no way to react, no way to save Qin Haoran. Senior. Qin Haoran was frozen in fear. In this situation, he was helpless and could only rely on the black dragon's protection. The black dragon scoffed, "You're biting off more than you can chew." He'd given the warning, but the other guy was stubborn, so he only had himself to blame. The six-winged Golden Rock ancestor's powerful attack would make other masters at his level back down, but to the black dragon, it was nothing. That so-called extreme speed felt like slow motion. The black dragon slowly raised his hand and flicked it casually towards the void. A scream echoed, and the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor exploded into a ball of mist. For a moment, the whole place went silent. Everyone was stunned, unable to believe what they'd seen. What happened? Where did the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor go? Why did he disappear? It looked like he turned into blood mist, right? Just, poof. Who did that? Am I seeing things? It's not an illusion. Damn, who slapped me? That hurt. You just smack yourself in the face when you want to wake up. Everyone felt an inexplicable shock and horror. A master in the mysterious immortal realm, wielding a powerful immortal weapon like the flowing golden wings, a deadly combatant. They all thought he'd crush everyone, but who could have guessed he'd be dead before he even launched a real attack? Only the flowing golden wings, now ownerless, floated in the air, emitting a faint golden glow. Everyone stared at the black dragon in disbelief, then watched as the black dragon slowly lowered his hand. It was him. He must have been the one who killed the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor. He was too strong, way too strong. With a casual flick of his hand, he completely wiped out a Huangxian master. What level was he even at? How powerful was he? Who was he? Everyone on the six-winged Golden Rock side was seized by panic. The ancestor was their strongest support, and now he was gone. Just like that. The whole clan went into an uproar. Many strong, hot-blooded tribesmen raised their banners, shouting for revenge, and charged at the Black Dragon. Noisy, but the Black Dragon found them annoying, so he casually raised his hand and wiped them all out. The whole process was smooth, quiet. It was like erasing a mistake on a painting. Everyone from the six-winged Golden Rock tribe vanished, as if they'd never existed. Whoa! The eerie sight sent shockwaves through the crowd. Fearful eyes darted toward the Black Dragon. Everyone backed away, terrified of getting too close, afraid they'd be wiped out too. Unbelievably powerful. Ridiculously powerful. Many people were already trembling. The Qingyun clan was the most terrified of all. Ancestor Qingyun had no chance against the six-winged Golden Rock ancestor. He was worried Qin Haoran would get killed, but now. Not only was Qin Haoran safe, but the six-winged Golden Rock clan had been completely annihilated, not even a stray hair left behind. A cold chill ran up their spines, and their hearts were filled with dread. Senior, thank you for saving us. Our clan has a good relationship with Haoran. I was just about to give most of the clan's resources to Haoran for training. Haoran is an outstanding young man who will surely be the leader of our clan someday. Ancestor Qingyun saw that Heilong and Qin Haoran were close, and his mind raced. He immediately tried to get on Qin Haoran's good side. He even offered most of his resources and promised to make Qin Haoran the clan leader. If they could be on good terms with Qin Haoran, the Qingyun clan could hitch a ride with the man in black. Who in the Qingyun realm would dare mess with them then? Ancestor Qingyun dropped to his knees. Whoa! The sudden kneel shocked everyone. Is he seriously kneeling? Good grief, knowing that half the Qingyun realm is watching, he still knelt down in front of everyone. He really is desperate. With the six-winged Golden Rock clan's fate right in front of him, he's not messing around. TSK, this old guy is usually so arrogant. Didn't expect him to drop to his knees without hesitating. You gotta be tough on yourself if you wanna survive. He knows that, after all, Ancestor Qingyun was a well-known figure, famous for a long time. He had status, power, and strength. Normally, he wouldn't humiliate himself like that. It was obvious he was willing to do anything to stay alive. His tribesmen shifted uneasily, but after seeing a tribe get wiped out with their own eyes, they didn't dare object. Qin Haoran was stunned. Not long ago, the Qingyun clan was an invincible behemoth, and he was a trapped animal with little chance of survival. Now, even the ancestor was kneeling before him. The shift was jarring. Even if he was riding the Black Dragon's coattails, who said he couldn't go along with it? The Black Dragon looked down at Qin Haoran and asked for his opinion. Your call. Huh? What? Qin Haoran was even more confused. His call. What did that mean? Was the Black Dragon letting him decide the fate of an entire clan? He looked up and saw strong figures from the Qingyun clan filling the darkness ahead, cultivators far stronger than him, and their lives were in his hands. Qin Haoran swallowed, shocked and excited. He never imagined he'd have so much power. All the onlookers were bewildered. The fate of the Qingyun clan was really in this kid's hands, wasn't it? Unbelievable. Truly outrageous. Ancestor Qingyun was trembling with fear, worried Qin Haoran would order their execution. The entire ethnic group was in a panic. Some were scared, some thought it was ridiculous, and some were indignant. Who was this guy to decide their fate? But no one dared to protest. Ancestor Qingyun, the cunning old fox, immediately shouted, Haoran, I've had my eye on you since you were a kid. I've always planned to use all our resources to train you. We'll let you have any heavenly treasure you want, any spiritual stone, any divine source, any technique, any magic weapon. That the entire legacy of an ethnic group was offered to Qin Haoran for his personal use, just for a chance at survival. That's a serious investment. The Qingyun clan has some serious treasure. If that kid gets his hands on all that, he'll be set for life. Damn. Even I'm tempted. If it were me, I wouldn't hesitate. Only a fool would say no, right? If you agree, you're practically running the whole Qingyao clan, that the onlookers were green with envy. The power to control an entire ethnic group's heritage was incredible. Could any young man resist that temptation? Qin Haoran was deeply shaken. From prisoner to ruler, could it really be that easy? He snapped back to reality. He knew that the Qingyao ancestors' change of heart was all thanks to the Black Dragon. Without the Black Dragon, he was nothing. He scoffed, "Ancestor, you wanted to drain my blood and kill me. It wouldn't be right if I didn't get revenge. Black Dragon, I can't just let that slide." Good. A hint of satisfaction flickered in the Black Dragon's indifferent eyes. He spoke softly and raised his right hand. Ancestor Qingjiao went rigid, every hair on his body standing on end. He unleashed every ounce of his strength, trying to kill Qin Haoran first, but against the Black Dragon, he didn't have a chance. Ancestor Qingjiao felt the world closing in, the space solidifying around him. He was completely sealed, unable to move. He could only watch helplessly as the Black Dragon's hand fell. Amid the countless eyes filled with despair, rage, regret, and sorrow, the Black Dragon's hand unleashed indescribable power, engulfing the entire Green Dragon clan. If they could, they'd never have seen Qin Haoran as prey, but who would have imagined that this little ant would bring about their destruction? It was too late for regrets. Whoosh! Like a gust of wind, the entire clan vanished without a trace. Qin Haoran blinked hard, making sure he wasn't hallucinating. The Qingyao clan was wiped out because of a single sentence of his? The Black Dragon said, "Good choice. If you'd chosen to forgive them, I still would have destroyed the Qingyao clan, but I'd have been disappointed in you and might have suggested that the sect master give up on you." Qin Haoran jumped, suddenly understanding, this was a test from the Black Dragon. He was glad he'd made the right choice. Otherwise, he might have lost the greatest opportunity of his life. Remember, when you join Kunlun Holy Land, although we're reasonable, we believe in pulling weeds out by the roots. Someone soft-hearted who pities their enemies isn't fit to be a member of the Kunlun Holy Land. The Black Dragon was seriously teaching him the Kunlun Holy Land's rules. Qin Haoran said solemnly, "Don't worry, senior. Since I have this chance to join Kunlun Holy Land, I'll follow the sect's philosophy." Good. The sect master and your senior brothers and sisters will teach you the rest. I'm done. The Black Dragon smiled, satisfied. He casually waved his hand and took the two ancestral weapons. The Green Dragon Divine Axe and the Streaming Golden Wing weren't high level, but even a mosquito had meat and could increase the inventory. The Qingyao clan's valuable treasures were also grabbed by the Black Dragon. With that, he tore through space, grabbed Qin Haoran, and disappeared into the cracks. The onlookers were left with stunned faces. After a long pause, they snapped out of it and erupted in a heated debate. The noise crashed over them like a tsunami. Both clans are just gone. Really gone. I can't believe it. I came to see a race war, and both clans just disappeared. Wiped out. Are you telling me you want to exterminate the clan? It was genocide, but I didn't expect both tribes to get wiped out, and by the same guy. I'm blown away. Who's that guy in black? Is he too strong? A Huangxian? Bull. Wasn't the six-winged golden rock ancestor a Huangxian? Even a newbie Huangxian wouldn't get one shot by someone at the peak of Huangxian. I bet he's an Immortal King. Immortal King? Is he an old geezer from some holy land? Why would he wipe out two ethnic groups? It's about that kid. Why are you thinking so hard? What right do we have to speculate on the thoughts of a big shot like that? The debate raged on. The biggest mystery was the man in black. Where did he come from? Why was he so ridiculously strong? While everyone was talking, some clever people had already gone straight to the Qingyao clan's lair to scavenge for leftover treasure. The Black Dragon had taken the best stuff, but the scraps were still a treasure to them. So the scramble began. Chapter 95 Two Immortal Emperors. Qin Haoran's life experience. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The news that the Qingyun clan and the six-winged Golden Rock clan had been wiped out spread through the Qingyun realm like wildfire. Everyone was stunned and in disbelief. Sure, these weren't top-tier forces like the Holy Lands, but they still had some serious power. Even if those two clans went to war, it would be a long, drawn-out affair, not a total wipeout of both sides. Most people figured it was just a rumor, but when so many people started saying the same thing, doubts started to creep in. To see for themselves, people headed to the clan's former strongholds. What they found was shocking. Everything had been stripped bare. The mountaintops were completely bald. Damn, did they leave nothing? Not a single treasure left behind. That while they were bummed out, they were even more curious about who was responsible. Rumor has it, it was a guy in black. True or false? One dude took out two clans. And the six-winged Golden Rocks had an ancestor who just leveled up to Huangxian. If I hadn't seen the aftermath with my own eyes, I'd call BS. But it's the truth. I was nearby when it happened, scared me half to death. Some are saying the guy's already an Immortal Emperor. Immortal Emperor? Now you're just talking crazy. It's been ages since one of those showed up, that the entire Qingyun realm buzzed with gossip, becoming the main topic of conversation. Other powers of similar strength quietly tried to find out the truth behind the destruction, trying not to get caught in the crossfire themselves. A lot of them even announced they were shutting down operations for a while, just to be safe. As for Black Dragon, they brought Qin Haoran back to the Kunlun Holy Land. Entering the sect's territory, Qin Haoran was blown away by the scene. Palaces stretched as far as the eye could see, dwarfing the Qingyun clan's base. Up in the sky, floating fairy isles hung in the air, shrouded in dense magical energy, with elegant cranes gliding around. This was a true paradise for immortals. What's with the energy here? Even more astonishing, the spiritual energy was so potent that his body absorbed it without him even trying. He'd thought the Qingyun clan was top tier, but he'd clearly been wrong. Senior Black Dragon, am I really going to live and train here from now on? Tears welled in Qin Haoran's eyes, overwhelmed with emotion. Going from a hunted fugitive to a disciple in such a blessed place felt like a dream. Black Dragon didn't answer, leading him straight to Ye Chen. Ye Chen was fishing by a lake, with Xiaoya, now in a new maid outfit, standing nearby. Sect leader, I've brought Qin Haoran. Black Dragon said respectfully. Qin Haoran glanced curiously at Ye Chen, surprised again. Was this his master? He looked about the same age as him. Way better looking, though. Guess that's what masters look like. Ye Chen nodded, set down his fishing rod, glanced at the nervous Qin Haoran, and smiled. Qin Haoran has two unique bloodlines. He's naturally gifted and worthy to be my disciple. This is Kunlun Holy Land, and I'm the sect leader here. Are you willing to become my disciple? Ye Chen asked calmly. Qin Haoran was so stoked that he knelt and kowtowed, banging his head hard enough to draw blood. The kid was definitely sincere. For him, this was a massive opportunity. Black Dragon was ridiculously powerful, so his master had to be all-powerful, right? How did he get so lucky to become master's disciple? Ye Chen nodded with a satisfied smile. From today on, you're my sixth disciple. Disciple Qin Haoran greets master. Qin Haoran's voice was loud and clear, barely containing his excitement. He wondered if he had 5 senior brothers and sisters. Black Dragon then asked, Sect leader, you said Haoran has 2 special bloodlines. I noticed something unique about him, but I could only activate his purple gold dragon bloodline. What's the other one? Hearing this, Qin Haoran was curious about his own body's secret. 2, Ye Chen explained, the purple gold dragon is just one. The other is the Qilin bloodline. Qilin bloodline. Black Dragon, Xiaoya, and Qin Haoran were shocked. There didn't seem to be a mythical Qilin beast in the Huangxian world, right? He was actually a Qilin. Ye Chen nodded. Yes, his parents must have been from the purple gold dragon and Qilin tribes, both of emperor blood. Xiaoya's jaw dropped. Emperor blood? Did that mean Qin Haoran's parents were both in the Immortal Emperor realm? A purple gold dragon and Qilin in the Immortal Emperor realm. Terrifying just thinking about it. Qin Haoran just looked confused. He'd been an orphan his whole life and never met his parents. Now his master was saying his parents were a purple gold dragon and a Qilin. Immortal Emperors, no less. His mind was blown. Was his life story really that wild? Man, being the son of an immortal emperor was intense. Maybe you being a unique mix of the two races is why they let you grow up alone, Ye Chen said, having already figured out the secret. He knew all about Qin Haoran's life. Hearing this, Qin Haoran was shocked, then laughed sadly. So, because my parents were so powerful, shouldn't they have kept me with them? Why would they abandon me? Black Dragon and Xiaoye were curious about that too. Ye Chen patted his shoulder, comforting him. Your parents didn't abandon you on purpose. Both the Dragon clan and the Qilin clan value blood purity above all else. Marrying outsiders is forbidden, as it's seen as polluting the bloodline. You have both the purple gold dragon and the Qilin blood in your body, so neither race would accept you. Ye Chen told the truth. Hearing that his parents hadn't intentionally abandoned him took a weight off Qin Haoran's shoulders. Actually, they've left safeguards in place for you, so you'd never truly face a hopeless situation. Ye Chen's eyes seemed to see through everything, instantly revealing the secrets hidden in Qin Haoran's body. What were the methods of two immortal emperors compared to him? In front of Ye Chen, they were useless. What? Qin Haoran shuddered, lost in memories. He remembered all the times he'd faced life-or-death situations. Every time he thought he was done for, he somehow managed to turn things around. Even this time, when the Qingyun clan was chasing him, he kept managing to avoid certain death. Otherwise, he wouldn't have even made it out of their territory. His parents had been protecting him all along. Qin Haoran suddenly didn't resent them as much. Maybe they had their reasons. Next, I'll help you activate the Qilin bloodline. Ye Chen reached out his palm and touched Qin Haoran's head. Chapter 96 Fusion of Ancient Scriptures, Unprecedented in History. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As he spoke, a powerful, mysterious force flooded into Qin Haoran, activating his deepest ancestral bloodline. Boom! The Qilin bloodline roared to life. A massive, mystical Qilin materialized behind Qin Haoran. Roar! The Qilin roared, ascending into the sky. If it weren't for the protective formations surrounding this place, the Qilin would have busted out of the Kunlun Holy Land and attracted unwanted attention from cultivators across the realm. A phantom of a purple-gold divine dragon then appeared, intertwining with the Qilin, their powers complementing each other. Soon, under the watchful eyes of Heilong and Xiaoye, both the dragon and Qilin vanished back into Qin Haoran's body. Whoa! Qin Haoran roared, unleashing a wave of power that catapulted him from the peak of the Golden Core stage straight through to the nascent soul stage. First level. Second level. Third level. His cultivation soared like a rocket, finally settling at the fifth level of nascent soul. Overwhelmed by the surge of power, Qin Haoran couldn't believe it. This is my real potential. The blood of two divine beasts, plus the blood of an immortal emperor. Anyone else would be ecstatic to have just one of those. Your potential has been unlocked. Now, you just need a technique tailored to you. Ye Chen paused, then summoned two distinct techniques with a flick of his wrist. The ancient Qilin Sutra, and the True Dragon's Immortal Sutra. Sect leader, are those, the legendary ancient scriptures of the True Dragon and Qilin clans? Xiaoye exclaimed, her jaw practically hitting the floor. Ye Chen confirmed with a nod. Holy cow! They're imperial-level ancient scriptures. What's more, these clans have guarded them for ages. These ancient scriptures are supposed to be top secret. They shouldn't be available to outsiders. Xiaoye was floored. The True Dragon and Qilin clans aren't even from this world. They reside in different realms. Getting their hands on their ancient scriptures is practically impossible. You'd have to travel to their home world and then somehow convince them to hand over their most prized possessions. Even an immortal emperor would have a hard time pulling that off. Qin Haoran was buzzing with excitement. Was Master really gifting him such priceless treasures? Both scriptures are suited to you, but not entirely. By fusing them, you'll unlock the true potential of your twin bloodlines. Ye Chen gestured, and the two scriptures began flipping through their pages automatically. The texts within morphed into swirling golden runes that blanketed the area. Xiaoye, who herself practiced imperial-level techniques from the Luoyue Holy Land, could sense the immense power within each rune. This was imperial-level pressure. As everyone watched in astonishment, Ye Chen brought his hands together, rearranging and merging the scattered golden runes. He's rewriting the ancient scriptures. Heilong's keen eyes widened. Their sect leader was truly unbelievable. He was taking two ancient scriptures, dissecting them, and then piecing them back together to create something new. Who could possibly do that? Even other immortal emperors wouldn't stand a chance. Only their sect leader. Before their very eyes, Ye Chen deconstructed and reassembled the scriptures into a single, unified text. Finally, he inscribed several massive golden runes onto the cover. Qilin True Dragon Wuxian Sutra. The Qilin True Dragon Wuxian Sutra, that even before opening it, Qin Haoran was awestruck by its supreme aura. His twin bloodlines were practically vibrating with excitement. This scripture is best suited for you right now, but you must still find your own path down the line. Ye Chen handed Qin Haoran the Qilin True Dragon Wuxian Sutra, offering some final words of guidance. Understood, Master. Qin Haoran's blood was pumping, as if he were staring down the path to ultimate power. After giving him some additional pointers, Ye Chen instructed Heilong to show Qin Haoran around the sect and introduce him to his fellow disciples. Once they were gone, Ye Chen began to assess his system rewards. The host has successfully accepted a disciple, Qin Haoran, with emperor-level qualifications. Rewards have been distributed. Reward, Ancient Qilin Scripture. Reward, True Dragon's Immortal Sutra. Reward, 1 Immortal Emperor Summoning Card. Reward, 2 Immortal King Summoning Cards. Reward, 10,000 tons of Dragon Marrow Fairy Liquid. Reward, 10,000 tons of Qilin Divine Liquid. Ye Chen was stunned by the sheer value of these rewards. Maybe Qin Haoran's twin bloodlines had something to do with it. The two ancient scriptures he'd just created had actually come from the system. 1 Immortal Emperor Summoning Card and 2 Immortal King Summoning Cards. Not bad. The Kunlun Holy Land's top combat power was about to get a serious boost. Dragon Marrow Fairy Liquid and Qilin Divine Liquid are unique treasures of the Dragon and Qilin clans, incredibly precious and strictly forbidden from leaving their territory. Anyone caught leaking these treasures would face severe punishment. 10,000 tons of each. Not bad. Ye Chen was in a great mood. He'd snagged a twin bloodline disciple and received a mountain of rewards, but if the true Dragon and Qilin clans knew he had tons of their most precious liquids and still wasn't satisfied, they'd probably explode with rage. Did he even realize that even within their clans, these treasures were rare and carefully rationed? He had 10,000 tons of each, more than their entire reserves. Was that not enough? Ye Chen checked his system tasks. There were no new tasks at the moment, only the Secret Realm trial mission remained. The mission required his disciples to participate in the trial. Based on the timeline, the Secret Realm was opening in 7 days. 7 days should be enough time for them to improve even further. Ye Chen went back to fishing by the lake, with Xiaoye at his side. Her short-made outfit always showed off a generous amount of skin. At first, she'd been embarrassed, but now, she was used to it and even enjoyed wearing such revealing outfits in front of the sect leader. She'd even shortened her skirt on purpose, occasionally making exaggerated movements to accidentally flash him, but Ye Chen was focused on his fishing rod and didn't seem to notice. Use the Immortal Emperor Summoning Card and the Immortal King Summoning Cards. Soon, 2 imposing figures materialized next to Ye Chen, bowing deeply. Subordinate Kai Su reporting for duty. Subordinate Kai Kun reporting for duty. They introduced themselves. Although they suppressed their auras, the faint hint of Taoyuan still made Xiaoye feel uneasy. Even at the peak of Xianxian, she struggled to breathe. Ye Chen waved his hand, dismissing Kai Su and Kai Kun. Kunlun didn't usually require their intervention for minor issues, so they mainly guarded the base camp. Sect leader, were those, two of our sect elders? Xiaoya asked nervously after they left. Ye Chen casually cast his fishing line. Yep, just a couple of Immortal King elders. Nothing special. Xiaoya was shocked. Her suspicions were confirmed, they were in the realm of Immortal Kings. In other holy lands, Immortal Kings were terrifying, top-tier fighters. But here, they were treated like nothing special. How many Immortal Kings did this sect have? Soon after, another man approached. Subordinate Jun Yen reporting for duty. Jun Yen, the newly summoned Immortal Emperor. After paying his respects, Jun Yen also retreated. Currently, the Kunlun Holy Land had two Immortal Emperors, the ghost-masked Empress Ye Chen, and Jun Yen. Xiaoya barely dared to breathe. Jun Yen gave off an even more terrifying aura. The only thing stronger than an Immortal King was an Immortal Emperor. Oh my god, Elder Jun Yen was a powerful Immortal Emperor. What was the origin of this place? It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say Kunlun was the most sacred place in the desolate immortal world, right? She wanted to stay at Kunlun forever. She didn't want to go back to the Luoyue Holy Land, she was content just serving the sect leader every day. Too bad the sect leader was only interested in fishing. What if he would only just glance at her? Lost in her fantasies, Xiaoya's snow-white thighs pressed together, rubbing back and forth. Time flew by, and the 10 days vanished in the blink of an eye. It was finally time for the Secret Realm trial. Chapter 97 Geniuses Gather, Immortal Lord's Rules. You are listening at novelfull.audio. During this time, the disciples' power levels skyrocketed, each one was a prodigy, a true genius. In the Kunlun Holy Land, leveling up was practically effortless. Everyone met in the main hall. Mu Yan radiated intense heat, the Heavenly Emperor's divine flame blazing in the golden mark between his eyebrows, hinting at immense power. He'd hit nascent soul, level 9. Guing Luo was enveloped in ethereal energy, now at nascent soul, level 5. Su Jian started slow, but exploded forward. Destroying the Yu family freed him, sending him from Golden Core, level 1, to Golden Core, level 9. My sister, the fairy Saint Zixing, also broke through to Golden Core, reaching level 4. My joyful sister, with her radiant aura, made rapid progress, reaching Golden Core, level 3. Finally, Qin Haoran, the last to join, had the strongest foundation. The Qingjiao clan had invested heavily in him after Ye Chen awakened his bloodline, his cultivation shot up. In 10 days, he went from nascent soul, level 5, to nascent soul, level 7. Their progress was unbelievable. It'd be considered a miracle anywhere else. But in Kunlun Holy Land, it was just another day. The Liangyi realm in Dongxing continent has a secret realm about to open. Go get some experience. Ye Chen was pleased, but Kunlun wasn't enough. They needed real-world challenges. Mu Yan, Haoran, and Ning Luo, you're the strongest. Look after the others. Ye Chen instructed. Understood, they replied in unison. Ling Shui, a peak Immortal King with time on her hands since being summoned, would lead the trip. Outside the sect, the sight of a massive, imposing warship hanging in the sky stunned Mu Yan and the others. Mu Yan turned to the elegant Ling Shui, asking incredulously, Elder Ling Shui, is that our ride? Ling Shui nodded. Yep. Problem, they shook their heads, speechless. They'd expected a standard airship, not a warship that looked ready to invade another holy land. Seriously? Soon, they boarded. Zixing and Ziyu were buzzing with excitement, seeing such a colossal warship for the first time. Qin Haoran just shook his head in awe. The Qingjiao clan could only dream of a warship like this. Kunlun was another level. Using a warship as a taxi. Let's go. With Ling Shui at the helm, the warship roared to life, blasting out of the Zhangtian realm toward the Liangyi realm. As the warship crossed the Zhangtian realm, its imposing presence sent shockwaves through the land. People stared up in disbelief. What is that? A floating mountain range. The power radiating from it is terrifying. It's a warship. Only a holy land could field something like that. Holy cow, is the Holy Land going to war? This looks serious. What's that flag? Kunlun. Sounds familiar. I think I've heard that name somewhere. Everyone was talking, some even tried to follow, but the immortal grade warship quickly vanished from sight, leaving only stunned faces behind. Dongxing continent, Liangyi realm was buzzing with activity because the secret realm of rules was about to open. Supposedly, it belonged to an immortal lord, filled with his legacies. To many, immortal lords were legends. Most people only ever met golden core or nascent soul cultivators, void refining, integration, Mahayana, tribulation. These were supermasters, so, the allure of an immortal lord's secret realm was off the charts. In a mountain range, countless cultivators had gathered, the secret realm was located there, and everyone was buzzing about it. This immortal lord's secret realm has rules, under 50, no higher than void refining, right? Yep, but aren't those rules a little harsh? How strong can you get by 50? I'm 80-something and barely foundation building. So, I'm out. I just turned 51 yesterday. Talk about bad timing. Only youngbloods can enter, it's made for young geniuses. Is that old Immortal King trying to make things tough for us little guys stuck in golden core and foundation building? Many older, stronger cultivators grumbled about the rules excluding them. Despite their power, the immortal lord's intention was clear: let the younguns get some experience, instead of the big shots hogging all the loot. As they debated, a massive, gorgeous airship sailed in, grabbing everyone's attention. Someone recognized it instantly. It's the Hongmeng sect. It is. I wonder how many geniuses they're sending. All their core disciples are divine transformation, some are even nearing void refining. They're going to steamroll everyone in the secret realm. That the Hongmeng sect's core disciples were legendary. 5 handsome guys and 5 beautiful women stepped off the ship, the top 10 core disciples of the Hongmeng sect. Their arrival caused a stir. Used to such displays, these 10, all at the divine transformation stage, took the gasps in stride. They were all in their 40s, qualifying for the secret realm. Soon after, a massive bronze chariot, pulled by strange beasts, rumbled through the sky. It's the Qingyun sect. Too much competition. Are they serious? How are the rest of us supposed to have fun? Chapter 98. Dare you say that Kunlun is garbage per capita? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qingyun sect was a top-tier sect in Liangyi, boasting a rich heritage and countless talented disciples. So, when the star disciples from Hongmeng sect and Qingyun sect showed up, they instantly grabbed everyone's attention. They were the real deal. The guys were handsome and cool, the women were like ethereal goddesses. Each one oozed confidence and gave off a vibe that they were better than everyone else. After a while, an intense sword energy shot into the sky, making everyone turn to see what was up. A massive sword, hundreds of feet tall, flew towards them, carrying a bunch of young prodigies. It landed in the mountains in a flash. It's the 9 Heavens Sword Sect. That sword energy is insane. They're all hardcore sword fanatics. Is that the leader, the 9 Heavens Sword Sect's top disciple? Word is, he's already reached the 6th level of God transformation. And he's only in his 40s. The 9 Heavens Sword Sect's arrival sparked a wave of excited chatter. Even the Qingyun sect and Hongmeng sect members took notice. Everyone knew sword-focused cultivators were seriously powerful, and 9 Heavens Sword Sect was the sect for that. Anyone who came from the 9 Heavens Sword Sect could slice through any magic with just their sword. Soon after the big 3 sects gathered, the 4th one made an entrance. A ridiculously fancy, pink sedan flew in. You could hear the sounds of girls giggling and having fun inside. People exchanged weirded-out glances. Isn't that stuff supposed to happen at night? Doing it in broad daylight? That's Feiyu Sect for you. They don't give a damn about what people think. They just do whatever they want, loud and proud. More like a bunch of pervs using lust to level up. They've even kidnapped young women for their own twisted training. They've been a disgrace for ages. Seriously, how disgusting and shameless can Feiyu Sect get? I gotta be honest, as awful as Feiyu Sect is, it's also the one I'm most drawn to, that the crowd's reaction to Feiyu Sect was mostly disgust, plain and simple. They were known for their wild parties and extravagance, their male and female cultivators relied on balancing yin and yang to get stronger, and they didn't care when or where they did it. They'd often abduct young men and women to use for their own pleasure and practice. They were hated, but their power was undeniable, especially the top disciples, who were probably around the 5th level of God transformation, Hongmeng Sect, Qingyun Sect, Nine Heavens Sword Sect, and Feiyu Sect. The 4 major sects were all here, with their best disciples, which was seriously intimidating. With all these hotshots around, would anyone else even have a chance at the loot? As time passed, the crowd kept growing, waiting for the secret realm to open. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed across the horizon, shaking the ground. Everyone looked around, confused. No earthquake was predicted, so what was that noise? Then, to everyone's shock, a massive warship appeared. It was like a mountain floating in the sky, bigger than any whale in the ocean, blocking out most of the sun. You'd think it was getting dark early. Holy crap! What is that thing? Is that even legal? A warship that huge? Which group just rolled in? Has to be some holy land. That's overkill. It's just a secret realm of the Immortal Lord. Does a holy land really need to get involved? Leave some for the rest of us, will ya? Everyone craned their necks, barely able to believe what they were seeing. They thought the 4 sects made a big entrance, but this warship made them look like ants. That thing's gotta be at least immortal grade. Who's dropping that kind of cash? On the Hongmeng Sect side, the elder leading the team's expression turned serious. He could tell this warship was more than just big. It was impressive in every other way. Like the intricate, powerful formations etched all over its surface, and the super rare materials used to build it. Seriously, the warship alone was worth more than several medium-sized sects. Kunlun. Which sect is that? Never heard of them. The leader of the Nine Sun sect frowned, searching his memory, but he drew a blank when he looked at the emblem on the side of the ship. Could it be a new superpower rising up? As everyone watched in stunned silence, Ling Shui appeared with Mu Yan and the others and casually stored the warship away. Finally, the sun was shining again. Those guys are gorgeous. And the women look like goddesses. They're way more impressive than those star disciples from the 4 sects. For real. That vibe, that confidence coming from within, you can't fake that. But, their cultivation levels don't seem that high. The strongest one is only around the 9th level of nascent soul, right? Wait, is that a golden core? Seriously? I thought there would be a powerful genius. Well, that's underwhelming, ha ha ha. The warship was cool and all, but their levels make me feel better about myself. After Mu Yan and the group showed up, many of the stronger people there sneered at their power. So they come from a rich background, big deal. Their power is still lame. But what they didn't know was that Mu Yan, the oldest of the Kunlun Holy Land disciples, was only 17 years old, compared to those 40, or 50-year-olds, she was a kid. The disciples from the 4 sects were nervous at first, feeling like they were being outshone, but once they realized Mu Yan and the others were only at the 9th level of nascent soul, they suddenly felt superior. Nascent soul. They were practically cannon fodder. If they ran into them inside, they could crush them without breaking a sweat. The Qingyun sect disciples were especially interested in Mu Yan. They practiced fire techniques, and they'd heard there was some kind of fairy fire inside the secret realm. Mu Yan was like a walking, talking fairy fire, a huge temptation. The Qingyun sect members glanced at each other, deciding that once they got inside, they had to grab Mu Yan and torture him. They suspected he had some kind of powerful flame on him, maybe a super advanced flame technique. Either way, it was too good to pass up. The Feiyu sect members were also eyeing Guing Luo, Zi Xing, and Ziyu. They were born to be immortals. Compared to them, the women we usually play with are garbage. Who knew we'd get so lucky on this trip? He. Feiyu Sect is gonna devour those 3 girls. Don't forget about us, guys. We wanna get our hands on the Kunlun boys. Feiyu Sect sure had a big appetite. After waiting forever, the sky suddenly twisted, the laws of physics went haywire, and a massive black vortex slowly formed in the sky. The secret realm's opening. Everyone got hyped when the black vortex finally stopped growing. People couldn't contain their excitement and rushed in. Instantly, the crowd surged like a swarm of locusts. The star disciples from the 4 sects slowly entered the vortex as well, but not before giving the Kunlun disciples a meaningful look. Humph. Posers. Let's go. Everyone, remember, no matter what, don't embarrass Kunlun or our master. Mu Yen ignored the nasty looks. He turned to his younger classmates and gave them a pep talk before heading into the secret realm. Chapter 99, Isn't it commonplace to cross-level challenges? You are listening at novelfull.audio. When everyone materialized in the secret realm, they scattered, immediately hunting for treasure, rare resources, anything of value. The realm's rules meant everyone arrived randomly, their original groups broken up. They were forced to go it alone or find new partners. The Kunlun Holy Land crew got split up too, but unlike everyone else, they had sect tokens from Ye Chen. These things bypassed the realm's rules, allowing them to sense each other's location. Suddenly finding herself in unfamiliar surroundings, Ye Chen got nervous. She quickly pulled out her token and started scanning. It's senior sister Ing Luo. She's close. Awesome, I'll find her first. That she knew her cultivation was too low. She'd be an easy target in this place. Sure enough, she'd barely arrived before attracting attention from a bunch of guys, some even following her with less than pure intentions. Ye Chen was a holy immortal spirit, barely 13 and just starting to blossom. Without protection, she'd be catnip to creeps. Luckily, the kid wasn't dumb. She linked up with Ing Luo fast. Senior sister Ing Luo. Ye Chen practically dove into Ing Luo's arms, almost crying from relief. Ing Luo calmed her down. Don't sweat it. I'm here. No one messes with you. Ye Chen was young and inexperienced, still finding her courage. The posse of guys following them swelled to over 20. When they spotted Gu Ing Luo, their eyes lit up with lust. 2 knockout cuties. You can't touch anything outside, but in here, you're lambs to the slaughter. Ha ha ha. You're too weak to be risking yourselves in here. Let uncle teach you a lesson. He, I'm gentle. I won't hurt you. Maybe just a little blood. Ha ha ha. In the secret realm, people were dropping all pretense, exposing their inner ugliness. They figured, no outside rules, no consequences. The 20 or so guys surrounded them, practically drooling, licking their lips, itching for action. I can't wait any longer. I'm calling dibs. Point 1, a golden core stage peak, rushed Ye Chen like a starved wolf. He figured Ye Chen's cultivation hovered around the 4th level golden core stage. He could do whatever he wanted with her. Stay away. Terrified, Ye Chen squeezed her eyes shut. A burst of light erupted from her hand, becoming a 100-foot-long river of spiritual power that slammed into the guy. He was instantly cut in half, even his golden core shattered. The attack stunned everyone. This girl's a beast. Dropping a golden core peak in one hit? Isn't she only 4th level? What's going on? The light even made some nascent soul heavy hitters flinch. They backed up a few steps, spooked. Whoa! I'm amazing. Ye Chen was stunned that one move killed her attacker. Then excitement flooded her. She was stronger than she thought. Ing Luo smiled. Silly girl, we're master's disciples. What did you expect? Still scared, heartened, Ye Chen shook her head hard. Not as much anymore. Good. Let's team up and trash these losers. Ing Luo glared at the crowd, her eyes full of lethal intent. Every one of these creeps deserve to be wiped off the face of the earth. Hey, these two girls are a little weird, but raw power trumps everything, a nascent soul peak scoffed. They're just girls. Even with a few tricks, so what, could they wipe out everyone here? Let's go. First come, first served, that shout sent the hesitant guys over the edge. They charged Ying Luo and Zi Xing like madmen. Most were nascent soul level. The golden core guys hung back. Let's go, Ying Luo's palm unleashed a wave of light, ripping through the air and becoming a surging ocean, flipping several nascent souls, wielding supreme fairy power. Ying Luo's combat skill was way beyond her current level. On paper, she was only 5th level nascent soul, but her attacks packed power comparable to nascent soul peak. That was the terrifying thing about Kunlun disciples. They could level up on anyone. Even Zi Xing, now confident in her strength, held her own. With 4th level golden core, she traded blows with 3rd level nascent soul fighters without breaking a sweat. 2 girls, one with a supreme immortal body, the other with an immortal holy body. Unleashing their power, they drowned the battlefield in fairy energy. Everyone in it got nerfed. Their strength was crippled. Every punch or kick triggered light explosions, sweeping through the area, causing massive fog, and leaving countless nascent soul monks coughing up blood. The battlefield descended into chaos, with Ying Luo and Zixing calling the shots. Corpses started piling up. The golden core guys who'd planned to scavenge the remains were so scared by the carnage, they swallowed hard and booked it several miles away. Are these even human? That 4th level golden core chick is holding off 2 nascent soul powerhouses. Am I losing it? The older girls dusted several nascent souls. 2 were peak. Damn, that's savage. Glad I stayed out of it, or I'd be toast. Get to golden core and you're signing your death warrant. These are generational talents, 1 in a million fighters. Don't mess with them. Run for the hills. This group of golden core guys were freaking out. They'd thought they were tailing helpless sheep. Instead, they'd stumbled onto super geniuses with unreal combat skills. 2 cute little girls were routing a whole squad of nascent souls. Ugh, a 6th level nascent soul powerhouse ate a direct palm strike from Ying Luo. He coughed up a mouthful of blood and went flying, slamming into and breaking 2 mountains before he finally stopped. Crack. Zi Xing's arms and legs unleashed crazy power too. Her figure was a blur of light. She zipped through the crowd, got behind a guy, and nearly killed him with 1 palm. The nascent soul fighters started dropping like flies. They broke off the attack and ran. You're not Jindan and Yuanying. You're hiding your true power. Let's go. We're no match. I can't afford this. I'm out. I barely got away with a broken arm. I don't want to lose my life. The remaining nascent soul warriors routed completely, dragging their damaged and injured bodies to use escape light and hide far away. The fight left them terrified and humbled. The girls' identities became a hot topic. What was Kunlun? How did they train disciples like that? If they'd known, they wouldn't have messed with them. They were lucky to escape with their lives. Watching the powerhouses flee, a Feiyu Sect disciple who just happened to be passing by smirked. 2 talented girls. They'd make perfect slaves. Muttering to himself, the Feiyu Sect disciple exuded the terrifying aura of the god transformation realm. Before entering the realm, he'd been eyeing the 3 Kunlun female disciples, and he'd run into them right away. He was on a roll. He unleashed a powerful aura, his god-level cultivation a crushing force. Invisible waves pinned everyone within 10 miles, keeping them from even raising their heads. The power grabbed the attention of nearby fighters, who crowded closer to see if treasure had appeared or if a battle was brewing. The guys the girls had routed spun around in surprise. Spotting the Feiyu Sect disciple, they recoiled in fear. It's Feiyu Sect's top disciple, Wei Chu. Wei Chu is the real deal. The leading disciple of Feiyu Sect, he's crazy strong. They say he's 5th level god transformation. If the Feiyu Sect gets you in their sights, man or woman, you're screwed. Those two went too far. They're too hot. That's practically begging for trouble. They're going to get what's coming to them from Wei Chu. That the wounded guys grinned wickedly. They weren't getting anything out of Ying Luo and Zixing, but so what? Now that Wei Chu had shown up, did those two have a chance? From the moment Wei Chu zeroed in on them, their fate was sealed. Damn it! I want to see Wei Chu crush them. Even if I don't get revenge myself, this is great. That a nascent soul powerhouse held his bleeding broken arm and glared. With Wei Chu, they'll be tortured beyond belief. Let's stay out of the splash zone. Wei Chu seems all nice and gentle on the surface, but he's psycho when he goes off. These defeated losers pinned their hopes for revenge on Wei Chu. When the new arrivals saw Wei Chu, they froze in fear. No way. Why is Wei Chu here? If I'd known, I wouldn't have come. I've heard the Feiyu Sect kills everyone, man or woman. They're going to grab a good-looking guy like me and do unspeakable things, right? A bald guy rubbed his head, terrified. Oh. Aren't those two female disciples from Kunlun? They ran into Wei Chu fast. That's a bummer. They're screwed, falling into Wei Chu's hands. I'd drink those girls' bathwater. I'd kill for a sip. Hey bro, I'll take the bathwater. You can have the mouthwash, okay? Don't even think about it. I'd be happy just holding their hands. Pipe dreams, guys. They're Wei Chu's now. We don't stand a chance, alas. The new guys figured such hot girls, ethereal beauties with fairy bones, were doomed to be ruined by Wei Chu. Wei Chu stood tall in the sky, a god, a demon. He looked down on Ying Luo and Zixing and smirked. You two, from today on, you're my slaves. You're going to have a great time. Sister. Zixing instinctively hid behind Ying Luo, then found the nerve to look Wei Chu in the eye. Ying Luo was disgusted by his tone, his lustful, self-important gaze that made her want to claw his eyes out, and that smirk. What was he planning? Who do you think you are? Ying Luo sneered. That cold question stunned everyone. Did she just insult Wei Chu? On purpose? She said that to the face of Feiyu Sect's #1 disciple. Those girls are bold. I guess they figured they had a shot at becoming Wei Chu's sex slaves, so they went for it. Think they're special? That's the only explanation. I can't imagine why they'd be so arrogant otherwise. Who dared to ask Wei Chu who is he? In his presence? Unless they were tired of living. Even Wei Chu paused. No one had ever talked to him like that, but then a smile crept across his face. Breaking a feisty cat is always fun. Come here. I'll forgive your rudeness. If you have brain damage, go get it checked. Ying Luo didn't hold back. So what if he was Feiyu Sect's top disciple? Big deal, she was still Kunlun Holy Land's second disciple. Was she bragging? Ignored and mocked by a woman? Wei Chu's face darkened. He couldn't let his prey run the show. Anyone who challenged him would pay the price. Even the fiercest cat is still a pet. You're no different. Get a grip. Wei Chu unleashed his full momentum. The power of a 5th-level god transformation exploded, an astonishing pillar of raw energy. The people around them paled and backed off again and again, finally feeling safe several hundred miles away. Only Ying Luo and Zixing stood firm in the storm. Senior sister, I'll help. Let's crush this creepy perv. Zixing whispered, her tone firm. Ying Luo patted her head and smiled. Okay. You help me later with the cleanup. Watch me take this creep down. Suddenly, Ying Luo pulsed with power. Fairy energy flooded the area as she seemed to blend with nature, becoming ethereal. So what if he'd achieved godhood? This Kunlun disciple was still going to kick his ass. Chapter 100 The True Inheritance of Feiyu Sect. I'll kill you anyway. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ying Luo's power exploded, turning into a spiritual storm that ripped through the air. Her long hair danced wildly, and her moon-white dress seemed to glow with ethereal light. She looked almost otherworldly, a fairy unbound from earthly tethers. Despite being only at the 5th level of nascent soul, the pressure she radiated rivaled that of a newly ascended god. The defeated cultivators were so shaken they could barely swallow. Had she been holding back that much? If she had unleashed her full power, they would have been obliterated, but they clung to the hope that Wei Chu could tame the arrogant girl. Wei Chu's eyes widened. Aside from the inner circle of their 4 major sects, who possessed such raw talent? Flying flower finger, Wei Chu pointed, sending flowers swirling with razor-sharp winds. The air crackled with lethal intent, and the condensed gust hurtled toward Yingluo. Undaunted, Yingluo's expression remained steady. She countered with a barrage of her own powerful secret techniques, meeting Wei Chu head-on. Initially, the spectators anticipated a quick victory for Wei Chu, but as the battle raged on, surprise rippled through the crowd. They had exchanged hundreds of blows. The fight was even with neither gaining an upper hand. She's incredibly strong. Can a nascent soul warrior truly stand against a transformation god? Her skills and techniques are of an exceptionally high level. What kind of freak is she? Bridging an entire realm in combat? Unbelievable, that the distant onlookers were transfixed, witnessing what seemed like a miracle. Cross-level challenges typically involve bridging 1 or 2 minor stages. Even that was considered astonishing, a mark of true genius. But crossing an entire realm? Unthinkable. The previously defeated cultivators were petrified. Had Yingluo fought them with this intensity, they would have been crushed. Wei Chu, too, was stunned. He had initially planned to crush her without effort. In his eyes, the nascent soul stage was insignificant, but the battle had drawn out, forcing him to use 80% of his power, and still, the opponent remained evenly matched. What kind of fearsome combat prowess was this? A chill crept into Wei Chu's eyes. He discarded his arrogance and began to see Yingluo as an equal. If such a talented and beautiful woman were at the 5th level of divine transformation like me, she could dominate me with one hand. Wei Chu was aghast. He prided himself on being a prodigy, basking in admiration. But meeting Yingluo revealed his genius to be almost ordinary. This realization terrified him. He couldn't allow her to surpass him, not under any circumstances. His only option was to defeat her now, then enslave her and make her serve him for life. With that thought, Wei Chu unleashed his full power, the aura of the 5th level of divine transformation erupting in a devastating wave. Bliss ascends to heaven. Feathers into the sky. Wei Chu employed the Feiyu Sect's ultimate technique. Terrifying energy surged from the heavens, coalescing into a blinding white beam aimed directly at Yingluo. The white light shot out like a spear, a condensed bolt of lightning, a meteor streaking across the sky. Destructive force locked onto Yingluo. Oh no, it's the Feiyu Sect's most powerful secret technique. An immortal level technique. Immensely potent. I didn't expect him to have mastered it to such a degree. She's done for. Such a promising talent is about to be extinguished. The distant spectators cried out, witnessing Wei Chu's desperate move. They understood that Yingluo had pushed Wei Chu to the edge, forcing him to go all out. On the other side, the defeated warriors held their breath. They wanted to see Yingluo beaten, but the battle had veered far from their expectations. Wei Chu had been forced to this extreme. Yet, now that Wei Chu was fully committed, victory was assured, right? Die! You annoying woman! The defeated men glared viciously, yearning to see Wei Chu brutally torture Yingluo and Zixing. Sensing the immense pressure, Yingluo's face hardened, replaced by exhilaration. Fighting a 5th level transformation god. This is not an impossible feat. The Supreme Immortal. The Supreme Pure Nirvana Immortal Light. Emperor's Seal Technique. Yingluo raised her hand, unleashing a series of devastating spells. The terrifying fairy light pierced through the air, colliding with Wei Chu's attack. The clash of such immense powers was cataclysmic. Boom! A deafening roar shattered the air, as if the sky itself had split open, unleashing limitless power. The energy shockwave from the battle sent the onlookers flying. No one could withstand such force. Their minds reeled, ears ringing endlessly, they felt as if they could be obliterated at any moment. Time seemed to stretch and compress, an instant and an eternity. When their senses returned, they immediately looked to the battlefield. Who had won? Who had lost? Surely it was the girl, right? No matter how strong she was, she couldn't possibly defeat Wei Chu. They scanned the devastated landscape, their eyes widening in disbelief. The earth had been torn apart and gouged out. The entire area was decimated, and half the distant mountains were gone. Restless energy still hung in the air. Gulp, some swallowed hard, fear gripping their hearts. Just how intense was that battle to cause such devastation? Where are they? Who lost? It must have been the girl, right? There's no way she could have beaten Wei Chu. That they searched for Ying Luo and Wei Chu, finding neither, could they both be dead? Just as confusion set in, a faint sound emerged from a deep pit in the distance, drawing everyone's attention. A figure floated from the pit, a moon-white dress glowing ethereally. It was Ying Luo. It's her. Is she all right? A collective gasp swept through the crowd. But what shocked them even more was Ying Luo clutching Wei Chu's neck and lifting him into the air. Wei Chu looked like a dying rat, barely clinging to life. What? Wei Chu lost? A transformation god lost to a nascent soul cultivator? Inconceivable. Wei Chu is the top disciple of the Feiyu Sect, a fearsome fighter. How could he lose so badly? This is insane. It can't be real. That everyone clutched their heads, eyes wide, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. The genius of the Liangyi realm, the Feiyu Sect star disciple, was held aloft like trash. What could be more shocking than this? Cough, cough, cough. Wei Chu, covered in blood, his throat constricted, could only cough weakly. His eyes burned with resentment and regret. Never had he imagined falling into the hands of a nascent soul. He shuddered at the memory of the spells she had unleashed, each packing a devastating punch that battered his body relentlessly. Even with the strength of a god, he couldn't fully withstand them. By the time he understood her true power, it was already too late. Ying Luo's gaze was icy, and her grip tightened. You scum, die! That without hesitation, she snapped Wei Chu's neck, extinguishing his life. Then, to ensure his soul could not be resurrected, she unleashed a final blast of fairy light, obliterating him completely. Thump! She released his body, and it landed with a muted sound, but the sound was sharp and pronounced. Every warrior held their breath in stunned silence. Disbelief filled every gaze. No one could accept that the famous genius of the Liangyi realm had fallen to a nascent soul cultivator. Wei Chu was a genius who could overcome boundaries in combat. Why then, would he fall to a nascent soul? Without seeing it, who would believe it? After dealing with Wei Chu, Ying Luo used her sect token to pinpoint the location of the other disciples. Finding that Qin Haoran was the closest, she planned to join him with Zixing. As soon as they moved, the defeated warriors, panicked by the thought that they would be killed, surrendered, offering up all their valuables. We were blind before, but this holy sword, the destiny sword, is already my most valuable treasure. And my 3 treasures in jade rui, a holy magic weapon, I offer it to you. Here are my spiritual stones and magical weapons. They're all yours. Please don't kill us. A crowd of men handed over treasures, rare artifacts, and spiritual stones piled high. Ying Luo, disinterested, simply took the spoils and left without a backward glance. Only when the 2 women vanished, their presence no longer felt, did the men scramble to flee. Daring not linger, the remaining warriors remained immersed in shock. It's unbelievable. Where did she learn that power? How could she cross an entire realm to kill Wei Chu? Kunlun. What kind of force is that? With such a massive worship and such outstanding disciples, could it truly be a holy land? I suspect even a holy land wouldn't produce such an extraordinary disciple. She's not just a genius but a monster, right? Gazing at Wei Chu's lifeless body, they were filled with curiosity about Kunlun. Between the worship blotting out the sky and the accomplishments of the 2 women, the Kunlun force was no trivial thing. At least, Enough to crush the 4 major sects without breaking a sweat. Many began to dream. Could they soar to new heights if they joined Kunlun? They wouldn't need to become a monster like Ying Luo, just an ordinary genius. Even as they entertained such thoughts, some had already looted Wei Chu's corpse, grabbing any valuables before fleeing. Soon, other cultivators arrived, finding a flattened landscape. What happened here? Did an ancient battle take place? Doesn't look like it. I still sense residual energy in the air. A fight must have just happened. This means a battle between formidable experts at the god level occurred here. No need to guess, and the Feiyu Sect's true disciple fought here. How do you know? Look at the mutilated body in that pit. Isn't that Wei Chu? Hearing that, the newcomers looked into the pit and, sure enough, saw Wei Chu's body. The discovery made their scalps tingle, and a cold chill rushed from their feet to their heads. That's really Wei Chu. It's him. Why is he stripped bare? Who did this? They killed the Feiyu Sect star disciple. If word spreads, the Feiyu Sect will be out for blood. It must have been those old-timers. Are they that brave? Killing even Wei Chu? Do they think the Feiyu Sect can't find them? Let's go. It has nothing to do with us. Don't get involved. Terrified, everyone fled, hoping to avoid being branded as accomplices, though they knew they weren't qualified to be murderers at all. They guessed that someone approaching 50 and having a high degree of cultivation did it, such as those stuck at the limit of the rules. However, there are few people in the secret realm like that. As more people passed by, the news of Wei Chu's murder spread rapidly. Finally, Feiyu Sect disciples arrived. Seeing Wei Chu's body, they struggled to believe it was real. The senior brother, who was second only to one person and stronger than 10,000, the rising star whom they pinned all their hopes on, had died upon entering the secret realm. What had happened? I'll investigate. A powerful disciple produced a small bowl. After activating it, the bowl grew to the size of a basin, and spring water bubbled up. Several gathered around the basin to watch. The artifact could reveal the murderer's likeness. Soon, ripples appeared on the water. Vague figures, one large and one small, began to take shape, but just when they thought they would see the murderer clearly, the water began to shake violently, as if encountering something terrifying. Before they could understand, there was a crack, and the artifact broke and lost its power. Fear gripped them. What was happening? Did the artifact fail on its own? Were those two figures undetectable? They couldn't calm down. Finally, one disciple ordered lower-level disciples to leave the secret realm and report to the elders. With the elders involved, the murderer would be found. Outside, the elders of the 4 major sects leisurely drank tea and chatted. I believe the greatest fortune this time will go to my 9-son sect disciple. Nonsense. What about the 9 Heaven Sword sect? I think they're inferior to the Foamling sect. Shah, our Feiyu Sect disciples are the most promising. Especially Wei Chu. Who can claim to be his match in a one-on-one fight? The elders boasted of their talented disciples. Then, 2 Feiyu Sect disciples burst from the secret realm. The Feiyu Sect leader roared, "What are you doing? You just entered and already left. The secret realm has rules. You can only enter once. You've wasted your chance." The disciples gasped and told him what had occurred. Hearing of Wei Chu's death, the elders thought they had misheard. Say that again. The Feiyu Sect elder's face was icy, his voice laced with murderous intent. Wei Chu was a genius. His death would be a blow to the Feiyu Sect. The other 3 sects' elders' expressions changed. Had the secret realm been open that long? Wei Chu, the most competitive, had died. They could barely believe it. However, life tokens didn't lie. Damn it, I'll find out who did this. The Feiyu Sect elder quickly drew a water mirror before him and tossed Wei Chu's shattered token into it, hoping to catch a glimpse of Wei Chu's final moments. The water mirror shimmered. 2 figures, one large and one small, appeared, along with faint sounds of battle, but just as the elder attempted to zoom in, an invisible force interfered, shattering the mirror. The elder reeled back, his face ashen. What force interfered? It even thwarted my technique. Some force blocked my investigation. The elder grew wary. Things were not as simple as they seemed. As a Mahayana stage cultivator, his power was profound. How could he not find the murderer? The secret realm was full of monks below the void refining stage. No one should have been able to block his investigation, so, what was that power? A cold sweat broke out. Could the killer be a master beyond the Mahayana stage? Hearing that, the other 3 sects elders offered help. We'll help you too. After learning of Wei Chu's death, they suppressed their joy and feigned sorrow. If the 4 Mahayana elders worked together, they could break the force and find the killer. The 4 cast spells, and again, the 2 figures, one large and one small, appeared. Just as they thought they would succeed, an even stronger force descended. Boom! An invisible, untraceable force unleashed itself. The 4 coughed up blood, fear in their eyes. What terrifying power! Someone is secretly blocking us. Who killed Wei Chu and can resist us? The power frightened them. The Feiyu Sect elder wiped blood from his mouth, his eyes dark. Wei Chu died under his watch, and he would be punished. Instead of returning to face the consequences, it was better to report it to the sect. At least, that way, he wouldn't appear to have done nothing. No matter who it is, they have provoked the Feiyu Sect. I will report to the sect and let them deal with it. As the outside world reacted to Wei Chu's death, Mu Yan moved in a certain direction. The Heavenly Emperor's divine flame has reacted. Something good must be in that direction. Mu Yan was born attuned to fire and had a sensitive touch. He knew a fire-related treasure, or inheritance, existed in the secret realm. Compared to Kunlun Holy Land, the opportunities outside pale in comparison. However, such opportunities would temper him and bring him greater fulfillment. How are Ying Luo and the others? They should be fine with Haoran and Zixing. After checking Ying Luo's status with the sect token, Mu Yan relaxed. Ying Luo and Haoran would be safe in the secret territory. Mu Yan ignited golden flames and sped off.